So, last class we were discussing countability of a set, right. So, we said a set E is said to be countable if it can be put into a bijection with the set of natural numbers, right. In other words, if you can write the set in a list and if you can exhaust writing all the elements of the set in a list, it is a bijection and then that set is countable, right. So, if you put the elements of a set in a list and you exhaust the list, the set is automatically countable. So, one example we gave is that the set of all rationals, if you take the set of all rationals in 0 1. So, we could write it as 0 1 1 by 2 1 by 3 2 by 3 1 by 4 3 by 4 dot dot dot, right. So, this is a list. So, I have listed out all the rationals in the interval 0 1, right. So, every rational any rational you can give me in the interval 0 1 is somewhere in this list, right. Therefore, we said the set of all rationals in 0 1 is a countable set. Right. Then we also stated a theorem without proof that countable union of countable sets is a countable set, right. So, then we argued that rationals in any interval I plus 1 is countable by the same argument, and then the set of all rationals is after all the union of all these sets, countable union of all these sets. Therefore, the set Q is a countable set, right, which some of you may find somewhat surprising because there appear to be so many rationals, right. So, but no, according to our definition there are only as many rational numbers as there are natural numbers, because there is a bijection, right. Is that clear to everybody? So, there are other examples of countable sets. There is, have you heard of algebraic numbers? Algebraic numbers. So, algebraic numbers are those real numbers which are roots, which are zeros of polynomials with integer coefficients. Okay, if I have any nth degree polynomial, any degree polynomial with integer coefficients, the set of all roots, right, the set of all real roots of those polynomials are called algebraic numbers, okay, and algebraic numbers are countable. For example, square root of 2 is an algebraic number, it is not rational, but it is algebraic. Why? Because it is a root to the equation x squared minus 2 equal to 0, right, but you can show that pi is not pi e, these are all not algebraic, they are all called transcendental numbers, okay. So, you can show that algebraic numbers are countable. The reason algebraic numbers are countable is there are only countably many polynomials with integer coefficients, which you can again show, okay. So, it has to have only countably many roots, all right. Another very interesting set of interesting countable set is what is known as the set of computable numbers, okay. The computable numbers are the set of all real numbers which can be computed to any degree of precision with a terminating computer program, okay. So, this it turns out that, so algebraic numbers are a larger set than rational numbers, but still countable, and computable numbers are even larger set than algebraic numbers, but computable numbers are also a countable set, okay. So, these if you want you can read Wikipedia or Math World on these topics, okay. This is just for your additional information. So, we have identified several countable sets, right. Now, so now we move on to the topic of uncountable sets, right. So, here we are going to say that there are certain infinite sets which are truly larger in cardinality than natural numbers or rational numbers, all right. So, and these are called uncountable sets, okay. So, the definition is as follows. Definition: a set F is uncountable. We do not say uncountably infinite, okay. It is understood that it is infinite, right. It is we say just say uncountable, okay. Uncountable if it has cardinality strictly larger than that of n. Okay. So, the definition says a set F is uncountable if its cardinality is strictly bigger than that of the natural numbers, the cardinality of natural numbers. Now, what does it mean to say that a set has strictly larger cardinality than some other set? We gave a definition, remember. So, it just means that there is there exists an injection from F to n, right. So, I e there exists an injective function from f o to n, but no such bijective function exists. Okay, this is the definition we gave, right. You can find an injection from f to n, but no bijection, right. No bijection can possibly exist between f and n. N to f, did I make a mistake? I think this is correct. No, so if you no, so what I am saying here is that f has a cardinality strictly bigger. So, there cannot be a bijection, okay, that is clear, right. An injection means that so should I say n f here? Yes. Will that be fine? Then the bijection is fine. Okay. So, it is the other way around. So, you are saying that this is how it should be. So, we are saying that with every natural number, yeah, you can associate. I think this is correct, right. So, I think this is correct. I think the earlier version is incorrect. Yeah. Notes also have to correct it. Okay. So, this is so if this is this correct? Everybody okay with this? Okay. So, okay, there is an injection from n to f, which means that if I have this is my n and that is my f, this is my f, then for every natural number I can associate. So, there exists an injective function like that, right. So, for every natural number, which means there are at least as many elements in f as there are n, but there is no bijection, which means there is something that will always be left behind here, right. The surjective property does not hold, right. No matter what mapping I do, I can never ensure that everything here is covered, the codomain and the range will never be the same, right. So, is this okay? Is the definition clear to everybody? All right. So, it turns out that there are several examples of uncountable sets. So, I will write them down. So, the R, the set of all real numbers, is uncountable. So is the set of all well, the set of all irrational numbers R minus q, right. So, the set of all irrational numbers is also uncountable. So, any interval like a b is uncountable, okay, 0 1 is uncountable, okay, is an uncountably infinite set. The most elementary example in a mathematical sense is the set of all binary strings. Okay. If you take the set 0 1 power infinity, right, this is the set of all infinite binary strings, right. So, you write out all possible infinite binary strings 0 1 1 0 0 0 0, right. Every string is infinite and all possible combinations are allowed, right. So, 0 1 power n you understand, right, it has is the set of all n long binary strings, right, there are 2 power n of them, right. This of course is an infinite set, because you are considering infinite sequences of sets, infinite binary sequences, set of all infinite binary sequences. However, so this is infinite clearly an infinite set, it is actually an uncountably infinite set, okay. You can never put this in a list, it is not very clear now, but you can prove it. Okay. This is the most elementary example in some sense of an uncountable set. Okay. Another example is 2 power n, the set of all subsets of natural numbers. So, if I give you a set S, 2 power s is the power set, right, the set of all possible subsets of S, right. This is the power set of the natural numbers, and basically it includes the set of all possible subsets of the natural numbers. So, elements of 2 power n will be so a given element of 2 power n will be some subset of natural numbers, and all possible subsets of natural numbers are included in this set, right. Example, so there may be some finite subsets 23, 14 something, right, that may be 23, 14, 48, right, that is a subset of 2, that is an element of 2 power n being a subset, therefore it is a subset of rational numbers, right. But it also contains infinite subsets, right, the set of all prime numbers is contained here, the set of all even numbers is contained here, the set of all multiples of 17 is contained here, right. So, if you collect the set of all those subsets of natural numbers, it is clearly an infinite collection, it is actually an uncountable collection. Okay. So, of course, we have to prove this, right. The most elementary proof is this, the uncountability of 0 1 power infinity, the set of all infinite binary strings, right. So, this theorem was proved by Cantor using a very celebrated argument known as Cantor's diagonal argument. Okay, it is a very elegant argument, right. So, if you theorem zero 1 power infinity is an uncountable set. How do you prove that? So, in order to prove this, what do you have to do? You have to prove that there exists a injection from n to this set, but no bijection exists, right. Can you prove that an injection exists from n to this? Can somebody give me an injection from n to f?
For all numbers there is a binary equivalent.
So, for example, so injection it is easy to produce an injection f from n to f or f to n to f n to, let me call this s or something, okay, n to s, the set I am calling s. Okay. So, an example of an injection is, so with every natural number you associate that string which has 1 at that point, 1 at that index, right. For example, you can take let us say f of 1 is equal to 1 0 0 dot dot dot, right. Actually this is wrong notation, I should actually just write one binary string, right, 1 0 0 0 dot dot dot, f2 is equal to 0 1 0 0 dot 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 and so on, right, f3 is equal to 0 0 1 0 0, right, 0 0. There are many such injections, you can, if you want to flip the zeros and ones, you are welcome to do it, you just need to produce one injection. So, what have I done here? If you give me a natural number n, I will consider that sequence which has zeros everywhere except at that index n. Is that clear? So, that is an injection, it is very easy, right. So, now I have to prove that there is no bijection, right, that is the technical part, right. So, this is where Cantor's diagonal argument comes in, right. In order to prove no bijection exists, what do you think we should do? So, I have to prove that. So, I cannot say that, oh, I am not able to find a bijection, right. So, I have found an injection, but I cannot prove that no bijection exists by saying, oh, I am not able to find it, right. That is not a proof, right. You have to say that you have to prove that no bijection can possibly exist, right. So, how do you prove something that cannot possibly exist? You assume that it exists and end up with the contradiction, right. In order to prove that no bijection exists, assume the contrary. Okay, which means that I am assuming there exists a listing of 0 1 power infinity which exhausts the set 0 1 power infinity, all right. So, for example, in particular suppose the following listing exhausts 0 1 power infinity. Okay, so, I am going to assume that some. So, I am going to say that a 1 1, a 1 2, a 1 3 dot 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 dot, a 2 1, a 2 2, a 2 3 dot 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 dot, so on, right. A n 1, a n 2, a n 3 dot 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 dot. So, what am I doing here? So, this is my first binary string. Okay. So, this is each of these a I j's are 0 or 1. Okay. So, a I j is the jth bit of the ith string. So, you understand what I have done here, right. So, each of this could be 0 1 1 0 blah 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 and so on. So, I am assuming that this listing completes totally exhausts the set 0 1 power infinity, that is the assumption, and then I have to end up with a contradiction, right. Is this clear? Now, okay, so this is Cantor's proof, all right. So here is where the master stroke comes in. So, you have to prove that now this is cannot. So, I have assumed that this is a complete listing of the set 0 1 power infinity. Now, I am going to produce a binary string, infinite binary string that cannot be contained in this listing. Okay. So, if I assume that this listing is exhausting the set and then I produce a string that cannot possibly be contained in this list, then I have ended up with a contradiction, correct. Now, so Cantor's trick involves considering these guys, the diagonal guys. Okay. So, you consider a I I. Okay. So, you take, if this is a 0 or 1, you put that, you take that, right, you just take the all diagonal elements. So, you consider the string So, you consider the string a 1 1, a 2 2, a 3 3 dot dot dot, except you flip these bits. So, if this guy is a 1, you write down a 0, if this guy is a 0, you write down a 1, this guy is a 0, you write down a 1 and so on, right. So, you are taking all the diagonal bits and flipping, complementing them. Okay. This is a valid infinite binary string, it is an infinite binary string, right. Now, the key is in understanding that this string cannot possibly be contained in this list. Okay. How do you prove that? Suppose this string was contained in some mth position, then the mth bit will be wrong for any m, correct. Suppose I claim that this is my 20th string in this list, the problem is a 20 will be complemented, right. So, I have made everything wrong in the diagonal, I have complemented everything, right. So, this string cannot possibly be in this list, correct. It is a very elegant proof, right, there is nothing very mathematically sophisticated about it, right, but it is a very elegant proof, very elementary but elegant proof that. So, this string, consider this string blah blah blah, this string is not contained in the listing above. You see why, right? For if it were contained in the mth position, the mth bit is wrong. So, it cannot be contained in any of the positions here, right. So, this is a contradiction, right. So, it is a contradiction. Therefore, we conclude that no bijection can possibly exist. See, I have not considered a specific bijection here, right. I have not tried a specific listing. I am saying if at all there exists a listing of the set, that listing cannot contain that string. So, no listing of the set can possibly exhaust the set, right. Understand this argument? So, there exists no bijection, but there exists an injection. So, this set is an uncountably infinite set. Okay.
So can it be proved much more easily from here?
Which one?
Can it be proved much more easily from here?
No, I only no see I have produced a specific injection, but I cannot try see I cannot say that there exists no injection by just failing to find bijections. That is not a proof, right. Maybe you are just looking at the wrong bijections.
Once it is two ones, having sequence of two ones, then there cannot be a map to n.
No. See, this is an injection, right. I am saying that there exists no bijection, right. This does not lead to a bijection is not enough. You have to prove that no bijection can possibly exist between this set and natural numbers. So, I have assumed that let us say some bijection exists and arrived at a contradiction. Okay. So, again, right. So, in order to prove that something exists, you produce it, but in order to prove that some bijection cannot possibly exist, you cannot just say, oh, I did not manage to find it, right. You have to prove that no such bijection can possibly exist, correct. Okay, good. So, this is the famous Cantor diagonal argument. Okay, it is a very elegant argument to prove that the set of all infinite binary strings is an uncountable set. Any questions? In this listing,
We have taken all those rows as like with infinite number of bits, right?
they are all infinite binary strings.
Yeah. Say if I am taking, say for example, the bit just 1 or say 1 0.
Sorry, so each of this is a bit.
Yeah.
So, yes, okay.
But all those bits contains infinite number of all those listings contains infinite number of elements.
Right.
So if I am asking you where is the bit stream 1 0,
There is no 1 0, right. So, all elements of this are infinite strings. So, 1 0 is simply a finite string, right.
that also contains in this.
No, all elements are infinite strings. Each element of S is an infinite binary string. Okay. You can have all zeros, but it is an infinite string. Okay. So, okay so far? Okay.